plate number. We saw you driving erratically, very dangerous to the public.
How you doing?
Good, how about
You're
you?
interfering with our operations.
Not
And you
at
can
all.
be arrested
Not at
under
all.
18 U.S.C. 111.
Nope,
we will arrest you. You have been interfering with our operations.
You were following us yesterday.
Numerous
Watch
times.
what you're doing, dude.
Numerous times you've been
Not
interfering
interfering.
with our operations.
Not interfering.
Yes, you are.
No, I am not.
If you
Never got in
continue,
front of you.
you will be in handcuffs. You will be arrested. You will be
18
prosecuted.
U.S. Code 111. Get that through your head,
That's
dude.
a lot of numbers you just remember.
Yep.
Good job. I'm not breaking the law and you fucking know it.
Yes, you are.
Not breaking the law
Yes, you are.
and you fucking know it. Never got in front of everyone, never.
One more time and I will put you in handcuffs.
Bro.
One more time.
Bro.
Keep it up.
Step the fuck off, you piece
No,
of shit.
no, I'll
Yeah.
stand right here, pal. Right here all
And
day.
if I fucking touch you, then you're gonna fucking arrest me.
Right all day.
Yeah, fuck you.
You are worthless.
Fuck you.
Worthless.
Fuck you.
You are.
Fuck you.
You have
Yeah.
no honor.
Hold your fucking dogs back. Hold your fucking.
Y'all, Dave just said something to me that kind of threw me for a loop. I wasn't expecting that, and I asked if he would repeat it for y'all.
As a combat veteran, I'm having a hard time seeing the difference between ICE and ISIS. ISIS covered their face and publicly executed citizens. ICE is doing the same thing. ICE is operating as a government-sanctioned terrorist organization.
I don't ever really see you get upset. This kind of has me thrown, darling.
It should concern us all.
I know.
Hey! Stop kneeing him in the face! That's his face! Stop it!
Back up or you'll be arrested for impeding. Back up.
I ain't backing up, it's icy.
Be careful, be careful. Where are we going?
Ricardo what? Ricardo what? Y'all bogus as hell. Y'all bogus. Look at y'all. Go back where y'all came from. Y'all better not do that. Y'all fucking with everybody, huh?
Watch out, we've pissed this guy off. He might switch lanes and brake check.
Yep.
Do you want to open your window for him?
We're legally allowed to record.
Yeah, you can't follow us.
We can follow from a distance as long as we're recording.
18 USC 111.
No, I need to make physical contact with an officer or their car.
You're following us. Stop following us. You're impeding us.
We are not
We're not
impeding you.
impeding. We're just
Stop following us.
we're just recording. We're not.
Give you warning. Stop following.
We're not impeding. We're recording.
Stop following.
Okay.
Ben, have you gotten warnings like that before?
Yeah, I mean, they've boxed in our car and pulled us out of our car and held Sam against the door with his hands behind his back while they threatened to arrest us. It's just empty threats. I mean, they definitely shake you up, but there's nothing they can really do with it. Yeah, they can still detain you, they can still arrest you, but if the charges don't stick, then that's kind of all that matters.
Okay.
They're here.
We'll top out. Guys, they're here at college. They're here at college, the Rebel truck.
We're two white miners who have always had the privilege to live in America unbothered. With ICE especially, I think it very much changes how they think they can treat us.
White privilege definitely has an effect with how we're treated, and that's horrible, but I'm gonna use that privilege that shouldn't be here and do the right thing.
So nowadays we can't order DoorDash without ICE showing up to our house, right? I have a baby! A baby! Get out! Until you guys have a warrant signed, get off my fucking property now! Now!
I want judge papers!
I want a signed paper! You don't come near my house because you're the one that has your hand on the gun the whole time!
The whole fucking time you cut their hand
I
off.
have it all on video! I have 11,000 TikTokers right now!
Get the fuck off my property!
11,000 TikTok followers that I have!
A judge fucking
11,000 followers I have on fucking TikTok!
You guys aren't
Get
wanted!
the
Just to give you another example of how reckless some of these actions are, maybe 12 blocks from here, 10 blocks from here, over on 3rd Avenue, there was an ICE action that took place. An individual from a car that was in the middle of a pretty significant street was detained. They left the car in the middle of the street. The car wasn't even in park, and so you've got this vehicle that is just rolling down the street with nobody in it. And it wasn't a Waymo. This was a car that was rolling down the street that could have hit anybody, including my own family members that live not too far from there. And so this is not about safety, clearly. If this was about safety, you wouldn't do stupid things like that. Somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody has gotten killed. And so that's not the route as to how you do any of these exercises.
For Renee Nicole Good, who was murdered. We have a vice president who's lying about what's happening. We have we're in the middle of a war with Venezuela that we illegally invaded. He's telling the world that international law doesn't matter to him. The only thing that matters to him is his own morality. But the guy is a convicted felon or convicted rapist. He's a pedophile. He's the worst human being in the world. If we're relying on this guy's morality for the most powerful country in the world, then we're all in a lot of trouble. So this is for her. This is for the people in the United States who are terrorized and scared today. I know I'm one of them. I love this country, and what I'm seeing here happening is not America.
It sure looks like a federal agent gunned down an American citizen without cause in front of witnesses on a city street.
Shame on you.
Listen. Have y'all not learned from the past couple of days? Have you not learned?
Learned what? What's our lesson here? What do you want us to learn?
Following federal agents.
Give me my phone back. No, you can't take my phone.
So this is recent footage, meaning exactly what he's referring to when he says, have you guys not learned anything the past couple of days? He's referring to Renee Good's murder. He is looking this woman in the eye and stating what had happened to Renee would also happen to you, could also happen to you. Then he proceeds to illegally, and we're going to stress that what he did was illegal, okay, grab her property, her phone, out of her hand. We as citizens have all rights to record ICE agents. We do. If you're in public, we have the right to record you. It is very apparent that the ICE agents that are being deployed into the streets do not have the emotional or mental capacity to deal with everyday citizens. They do not have the emotional capacity to be doing their jobs. If a woman within her legal rights of filming you triggers you so much that you go over and low-key threaten her and then grab her phone, you should be fired from your job because you have become a danger to citizens at this point. And to the conservatives who are going to come on here and inevitably defend this, shame on you. As a moderate, shame on you. I'm sorry, but the law is the law. She did not break a law. She's allowed to record. You should stay, or at least attempt to be logically consistent, and even though you might not like that she's recording ICE agents, you should be able to recognize that what she is doing, she's within her legal rights to do so, and what he did was illegal. My name is Mercedes Chandler. Give me a follow. You want to see my face again? Thank you. Goodbye.
Shame on you.
Listen. Have y'all not learned from the past couple of days? Have you not learned?
Learned what? What's our lesson here? What do you want us to learn?
Following federal agents.
Give me my phone back. No, you can't take my phone.
Outside this morning watching the sun come up, all I could think about was what was on my mind last night. I didn't sleep last night. All I could think about was that viral video that you've seen of that ICE agent threatening that woman, saying, "Haven't you learned?" and then slapping the phone out of her hand. This is Old Texas Paul. Hope your coffee's as good as mine. Hell, I hope it's better. I really do. All I can think about is what I've learned. And I will tell you this, as somebody with law enforcement in my immediate family, I mean, my family's just full of law enforcement. I will tell you. I spent a lifetime arguing that, hey, most cops are good. Most cops do go through their entire career and never draw their weapon, and most cops just want to serve. Most law enforcement are just good, decent people. What I've learned is don't trust law enforcement. That's what I've learned. I've learned that those good and decent cops out there don't get the benefit of the doubt. That's what you taught me. That's what you taught me. What have I learned? I learned that a bunch of people that look like me, that can't be governed, that hate government, elected a bunch of people that hate government and are trying to destroy our government. That's what I learned. That's what I learned. Republicans hate government and are trying to destroy government. The government that serves us, the people. They want it to go away. They want their oligarchs that fund them to be in charge. That's what I learned. I learned that people that look like me, about half of them are fucking broken and need counseling badly. That can't understand that we all do better when we all do better. They're weak, they're scared, they're afraid. They can't function. They're the people that can't walk into Walmart without carrying a gun. They're just broken people. We call them MAGA. We call them Republicans. They identify themselves by wearing red hats. See somebody with Trump gear? That's somebody that's to not be trusted. They are weak, they are scared, they are broken. Yeah, I've learned a lot.
Then Donald Trump stooge, Representative Andy Ogles, says the United States is a predator. He goes, "We are predators. And as predators in the Western Hemisphere, we must do what predators do. We need to be predators and seize Greenland." I get it. This is what MAGA's view is, that they are predators. And yes, it shouldn't shock you that they are covering up a child sex trafficking ring as they refer to themselves as predators. Here, play this clip.
You know, the passage of military assets in that region, as you see the area, the sea becoming more, more traversable. It's important that we have a stake in Greenland, that they are quite frankly a protectorate of the United States, and not, they've been in participation or a relationship with Denmark. That needs to end. Denmark, we have spilt more blood. The United States of America has spilt more blood protecting Greenland than the Danes have. We have a greater vested interest in Greenland than, geographically speaking, than the Denmark, the Danes have. And so when you look at the Monroe Doctrine, when you look at the Western Hemisphere, we are the dominant predator, quite frankly, force in the Western Hemisphere. And that speaks to Venezuela, where I'll take odds with Senator Paul, my friend.
This week, Donald Trump suffered a huge defeat, and I want to talk about it for a minute. He suffered a huge defeat both in the House and in the Senate. The Senate agreed to look at a War Powers Act. This is a big deal.
The yeas are 52, the nays are 47. The motion is agreed to.
5 Republicans joined with Democrats, including people like Todd Young and Josh Hawley. We'll see more discussion of the War Powers Act on the floor of the Senate next week, but this is a very big deal. On the side of the House, Leader Jeffries put up this Obamacare tax credit expansion bill. It was voted on 17 Republicans agreed to support the bill, including people from Wisconsin, like Derek Van Orden, who said he didn't agree necessarily with the substance of the bill, but he didn't want his constituents to lose health care.
House Democrats, every single one of us, joined by 17 Republicans, have partnered in a bipartisan way to protect the health care of the American people.
What are we seeing? We are seeing a break. We are seeing Republicans in Congress trying to take back their power. Is it too late? Maybe. Why are they doing this? Perhaps because Trump isn't that popular. Perhaps because they see things spiraling out of control. Perhaps because they're trying to protect themselves. It doesn't necessarily matter why they're doing it, but it's important that they are doing it, and I think we're going to see more of this.
What the fuck is going on? What is up? What the fuck? Everything is so fucked up and I am not okay. There's no way that this is real. No, it's real. No, for real. No, this can't be real for real, cause that would be insane. I think I need to lay down, drug myself and black out. Everything will turn around and I will be okay. It's okay, I'm feeling fine, I'm so fine. I'm not fine, I'm not fine. Let's hit rewind, go back to yesterday. Everything is going great, nothing's bad, it's so great. We should celebrate how fucking great everything is. Maybe I'll just scroll my phone, that sounds fine, nothing's wrong. Everyone is yelling, will you just leave me alone? What the fuck is going on? What is up? What the fuck? Everything is so fucked up and I am not okay. No, this can't be real for real, cause that would be insane. Fine, I'm fine. No, this can't be real for real, cause that would be insane. What the fuck is going on? What is up? What the fuck?
Well, well, well. I'm going to start this video out by saying that I'm an American citizen, dear, and I'm exercising my First Amendment right here. My freedom of expression and freedom of speech. And everything I'm about to tell you is 100% true and can be backed up and proven. Boo. You remember when the orange dude told all of you in the Red Hat crew that he had never, ever, 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 ever been to that island? Yes, he told you so many things when it had to do with his best friend Jeffrey. He tried to make you believe that he had never sent any of his spa ladies, even though they were underage, over to Jeffrey's to play. He wanted you to believe that Jeffrey was sneaking into his spa and recruiting them. Well, thanks to the 1% of the files that are on display today, we know that that's not true. For years, Daddy Dumpy Pants had been sending his spa girls to Jeffrey's home. He didn't stop sending spa girls to Jeffrey's home until one of them complained to management. Yes, baby. He told you he had never, ever, ever been to that island. And now we know, because of the 1% of files that are on display in the flight logs too, that he didn't go just once, not twice, not thrice. Not 4 times, not 5 times, not 6 times, but 7 times. Lucky number 7. Now, why fly to the island of obscene proclivities if you didn't have plans on participating in those proclivities? There's some things that are true today. Number 1, the orange man is a fraudster and a convicted felon for being a fraudster, dear. He's a rapist. He's been adjudicated for that. And you would have to be living under a fucking rock, or at least have your head bashed the fuck in with one, not to see that he's a pedophile too. So I'm sorry for you and the Red Hat crew. If you still are simping for that man up there, well, I'm just going to assume that you're a pedo too. Or at the very least, you like to assist pedos in their proclivities. Don't forget, just because he's invading Venezuela today, just because he's trying to invade Mexico today, just because he's trying to pay the people of Greenland to show some love his way, does not change the fact that he is a rapist and a pedophile.
That motherfucker's guilty. That motherfucker's guilty. That motherfucker's guilty. That motherfucker's guilty.
It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John. I forgot to turn on my microphone. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Is it on? Is it on? Are we on? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I forgot to turn on. There we go. Good morning, everybody. It is January 12th. And we are at 57 degrees. Our daytime high today is 66, overnight low of 36 here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Welcome, everyone, to the Trucker John live stream. I appreciate you coming here. A few of you coming over from House Sparks, so thanks for some of the sparklers that came over, and everyone else, thanks for being here. I do appreciate you. I think you're all sparklers back, just about anyhow. And let's see. Yeah, it looks like the ICE agents got the memo about 18 USC 111. There's two of those clips. They're spouting that you can't follow us. 18 USC 111. 18 USC 111. 18 USC 111. So they got the memo, and it's true. I mean, it does cover this. 18 USC subsection 111 is the federal law that criminalizes assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers or employees, making it illegal to forcibly assault, resist, oppose, impede, intimidate, or interfere with federal officers like FBI, DEA, or ICE agents while they perform their duties, or to do so to someone who formerly served as such an officer. The statute covers basic assault, which is misdemeanor, and can be enhanced to a felony if a dangerous weapon is used or bodily injury is inflicted. So that's why they want to keep saying that Renee Good was using the car as a weapon, so they can paint her as this felon. So that's why they passed the memo out to all the these ICE agents to further embolden them, so they'll think, well, we've got this protection under the law, but people are still allowed to monitor them, to follow them, to record them from a distance, You're still allowed to do all that shit. We still have our First Amendment rights. We still have, all that. So just remember, if you are witnessing something by ICE or any agent like that, federal agent, or even cops and stuff like that, you keep your distance, but you're allowed to record, and don't let them tell you anything otherwise. You're allowed to record. You just can't impede them from doing their job, or you can't obstruct them or whatever. But you can still, record them. If you're following from a distance, it's like those boys in the intro. They said that they told the guy, we're allowed to follow you from a distance. We're allowed to record you from a distance. So anyhow, they got the memo. Now we're gonna fill this little blank spot here with a photo. I think I got it in here. Where is it? It's coming up. The reason I'm putting this up is because I've been talking about general strikes. You guys have heard me talking about. So I was on Facebook on my progressive radio station list page on Facebook. Yes, that's my page that I started over, I think, 10 years ago. The progressive radio station list. Not lisp. It did sound like I said lisp. On Facebook. And this photo was on the feed, that feed. It just says General Strike. And it was posted by a group, I think, called General Strike, that is created by, wait for it, Occupy Wall Street. Yes, Occupy Wall Street. They're still around, in case you didn't know. And they are also proponents of a general strike. They've probably been listening to the Trucker John live stream. And I'm all for it. Now, I don't know if there's any dates. I haven't really gone into their... I did push the follow button, so I'm going to follow. I don't know if they have any dates set up here. Maybe we can go look. Maybe I can go to Facebook real quick. Let's see if there's anything cooking with if I can find it, because the stuff that's on my phone and the stuff that's on my iPad, it seems like sometimes it doesn't transfer or something. I don't know, but let's see if I can find them. Oh, here, the general strike. Okay, so if you guys want to go, maybe if you guys are on Facebook, there's a page. It's called the General Strike. That's the name of the group, and it says group by Occupy Wall Street. Now this says destroy capitalism. Hey, I'm always of the belief that we're a hybrid system. We can be a hybrid. In other words, we can have social programs and we can have capitalism as long as it's strongly regulated. We can still have capitalism, but I think we need, we can have social programs. We can have social safety nets. We can have Medicare for all. We can have Social Security. We can have all those things, and we can all share. The pie is big enough. This is not a zero-sum game. We can all share in the big pie here of what is America. And I'm trying to find out if they have any, if this group has anything planned to try to get a general strike going. If we're going to have a page on Facebook called the General Strike, it would be nice if they maybe would get something going. Let's get a date going. Like I said, let's get a date. Let's plan let's have a general strike. I don't care. Maybe 100 people show up or participate, and then we'll just keep doing it, and we'll keep doing it, and we'll have 100. Then we'll have 500. Then we'll have 1,000 on the next one. Then we'll have 10,000 on the next one. Then we'll have 50,000 on the next one. Then we'll have and so on and so forth. But I don't see. I'm looking on here. I don't see anything This is I'm looking at this in real time. I really haven't. This is the first time I've really, other than I saw. Excuse me. Pardon me. Bless my little soul. Me. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if there's. See, there's me. I don't know. That's kind of weird. That's kind of cool. They have a thing where it goes back to there. Here's featured. Occupy Wall Street. Here's a post from October 11th. So what the hell, man? Okay, are they not keeping up on this page here? Come on, General Strike. Let's get a General Strike. Let's get a date. Let's get a date going. Let's get a date. I'm trying to find out don't they have like an about page? See, I went to featured. That's the thing from October 11th. I don't give a fuck about October 11th anymore. That's over. For events, I push events. The last thing they have is posted is June 8th last year, almost, not a year, but 6 months, 7 months ago, 8 months ago, whatever. There's a Civil Rights Sunday, Stand Up for Democracy, Our Neighbors in Our Country. That's in New Hampshire. Come on, Occupy Wall Street and the General Strike. If you're going to do General Strike, let's do a General Strike. Guides. What's this guide thing? There's a guide. Housing, your rights under occupation from the Chicago Teachers Union. That's all fine and dandy, but your page is called General Strike. Let's have a fucking General Strike. Okay, I'm gonna make a comment. I'm on the General Strike page right now, on the Facebook page. I'm gonna write a comment. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say. I think I'm gonna say like, when's the General Strike? There we go. When's the General Strike? Let's set a date. I'm going to put that. Let's set a date. Exclamation point. LFG, all caps. LFG. And I'm going to go crazy here. I'm going to put 2 exclamation points. Whoops. I hate it when you do that and it goes exclamation point, comma. Come on, keyboard. They need to make keyboards that, I thought this was supposed to be Smart World. Anyhow, so here's what I'm writing to the General Strike group on Facebook that apparently is made by Occupy Wall Street. When's the General Strike? Let's set a date. Let's fucking go. Okay, that's what I'm putting in there. I'm starting it, folks. This is how you start. This is how you start shit. Wait a minute. Oh, there we go. I pushed the wrong button for post. Okay, now there, I posted it. It's loading. There we go. And thanks for your post. It's been submitted to group admins for approval. Well, they better approve it because I didn't do anything wrong or bad. So now that has to go through approval process to get posted. Which that's fine. I guess they don't want me to go like be dropping in words and R words or whatever. They don't want me to MAGA up the place. But anyhow, there it is. That is what I call what do they call that? Keyboard activist. I'm a keyboard warrior, man. I am a keyboard warrior today. By God, by golly, with my runny nose. The last show I think I had a stuffed up nose. Now today I've got a runny nose. It seems. It seems as though I might have a runny nose. I think that was a little Ed Brimley of me. Oh, here's the thing. He says, I got a thing. I don't know when this was. It just says new. It says, welcome to the General Strike. Now you can post and connect with other members. Well, I think I already knew that. So I don't know. We'll see if they post it. If they're not, hopefully they're not, going to be dicks about that. Come on, General Strike. You're going to talk about General Strikes? Let's get a General Strike going. Let's do this. Let's do this. Anyhow, welcome everybody. I did see that Jolie was here, apparently going to lunch, and See, but it's not letting me scroll back to the topic. But I did see Paul Burrows, Sandy Foltz was in here. A few folks were here waiting. So right now, just picking up where Nola Carnes is saying hello to Danny Pomeroy. So Danny Pomeroy's here. James Jaramillo. Hello, James. Good to see you. DPD 5844 is here. Hello, DPD. Petrazi 1920 is here. Hello, Petrazi. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Oh, thanks for coming on in. Aaron West may or may not be here. I'm where Aaron says be right back. To behave yourselves. Oh, behave. Oh, behave. Victor Harshman is here, says not sure if these Epstein survivor audio tapes are real, but if they are, oh my God, copy and paste to watch later. I haven't seen those yet. But thanks, Victor Harshman, for being here. I do appreciate you. We got Debbie Schneider. Debbie Schneider's here. Hello, Debbie. Good to see you. Apparently, Doug is here because Nola's saying, I guess, hi to Doug. So, hello, Doug. Hello, Doug. DPD, I need this as my ringtone. I think that was talking about that little song thing. You know, I'm fucking crazy or whatever it was saying. I don't know. Everyone loves Christina. Yeah, she really nails it. She nails it, man. Damon Dog the Big Dog is here. Damon Dog says good time to talk some shit about the Panthers. I tell you what, man. I'm just glad we won, that we got the Rams. For those of you who don't watch, and a lot of you don't like football, but the Rams, the playoffs are going on. The Rams played the first round wild card weekend, and they just barely beat the Carolina Panthers. Just what was it, 3 points or whatever? And I tell you what, okay, so just to tell you why I'm so pissed off, but I'm glad. I need to get over it. We won. We're going to the next round. That's really all that matters. But here it was, first half. I think just a couple minutes to go in the first half, and we were up at that point, I think 17, was it 17-7 or 17-3, something like that? I don't know. And they're in field goal range. It's fourth down. It's like fourth down and kind of long, not real long, but was it 4th and 2 or 4th and 3? It wasn't like it was an inch or something. And they don't send the kick team out, the field goal team out. They keep the offense out there to go for it on fourth down. I'm screaming at the TV. I'm like, no. I'm like, no. You do not take those points off the board. No, this is stupid. I'm yelling at the TV. This is stupid. Go for the field goal. God damn it. They don't go for the field goal. They go for a first down. It's an incomplete pass. They turn the ball over on downs, and they give Carolina a short field with 2 minutes to go, or right around 2 minutes to go. Plenty of time. By the short field, I mean they're not starting at their own 20 or whatever. They're starting. It was like right around midfield, or like Rams 40-yard line or something like that. And lo and behold, they go and they score. They get the ball rolling. They get a good drive going, and they score a fucking touchdown. And then the half ends. And so from that point on, all the momentum, everything's shifted. From the Rams were handling their business. The Rams were in control of that game. They were dominating that game. And as soon as they missed that fucking field goal, excuse me. As soon as they elected not to go for the field goal and they did not get that first down and they turned the ball over and Carolina went and scored a touchdown, the whole fucking momentum, the whole vibe, the demeanor, everything changed. It all flipped from being all Rams to being all fucking Carolina. And maybe Nola's right about this being fixed. because it's bullshit. It was fucking bullshit to go for that first down. It was fucking bullshit, and it turned the whole game around. So, and the start of the second half, the Rams don't do shit. They're like 3 and out, and then Carolina comes back, and I forget. Did Carolina get a lead for a little bit? I don't remember now, but it just sucked. And then the Rams were able to pull it out in the last second, I guess, with a field goal or something, or and just barely get away with a win. And it just pissed me off. I'm still pissed off just thinking about it because it was so unnecessary. You don't give up points like that. There are times to go for it on fourth down, and there are times to not go for it on fourth down. And this was definitely a time to not go for it on fourth down. And I hope to God, because Sean McVay, I mean, you can't argue with his success. He's the youngest coach. Well, he was the youngest coach at the time. Now he's not, because as time goes on, he's been coaching now for what 7, 8, 9 years or whatever. He's been in the Super Bowl twice. He's won one. He's won division championships. He's got a great record. So it's hard to argue with his success. It's hard to argue with him. Here I am, just some old dude sitting in a fucking studio apartment out on Boulder Highway. So who the fuck am I? Who the fuck am I to question the great Sean McVay? I'm a nobody. I mean, I have no cred. I have no, I don't. How many Super Bowls have I won? 0. How many Super Bowls have I even been in? 0. How many games in the NFL have I coached? 0. But having said all that, sometimes he does shit that just pisses me off. And that was one of them. Going for that first down instead of taking what was probably. I mean, you had much more likelihood of getting those 3 points than you did of converting that first down. Because getting the field goal, it's not a given. They could have missed the field goal. But here's the thing. It was still a bad call. Even if on that fourth down, let's say if they had converted and got the first down, I would still be sitting here. I would still be maintaining that was the wrong call, even if they lucked out and got it right. And conversely, if they had gone for the field goal, and let's say they missed the field goal, I would still say that was the right call. That was the right thing to do. Just because it's the whole thing about the ends justifying the means type of a deal. So that's where I stand. That's I'm not gonna waver from that. It was a bad call. It was the wrong thing to do. Even if they had converted it, I still would maintain it was the wrong thing to do. And it's probably good that they didn't make it, so that hopefully maybe that incident will be in Sean McVay's brain the next time he's in that same situation. And he'll say, yeah, let's go for the field goal. Hopefully he learned his fucking lesson. Anyhow, sorry for taking this on a football rant, but you can blame Damon Dog for that. Because he's the one that brought up the Panthers. Hello, Debbie Schneider. There's Debbie Schneider. I said hello. Anna Moore's here. Hey, Anna. Good to see you. And Anna Moore is bringing up the Rams, too. So says congratulations on the Rams near loss. What a fucking game. Yeah, Nola Carnes is here. William's here. Hey, William. William's not a happy camper about his Eagles losing. That was a tough game. That was a tough loss. It was kind of back and forth. It looked like the Eagles were gonna take it, and then all of a sudden the Niners, Brock Purdy and what was that his name? Purdy. He had Purdy. He's got Purdy lips. Purdy and Christian McCaffrey. He's a beast. He wasn't having that great of a game, and then he kind of made some big catches and had some big runs and stuff. Kind of late there. But they were kind of shutting them down. The Eagles looked like they were kind of shutting them down, or at least holding them at bay. And that's what happens, I guess, if you don't get a big enough lead. Damon Dog says, for fuck's sakes, I just saw Christy Noem say the federal government will start using military drones inside the country. Yeah, this is the. We are under it's becoming a police state. This is authoritarianism. This is what Jesse Ventura was saying. How do you know when you're in a police state or authoritarian government? It's when you got guys with machine guns on every corner, military guys and stuff like that. Yeah, we're totally seeing it in Minnesota, and it's going to spread probably to other probably Democratic cities and states. Nolicard says all the football games were nerve wracking. Teams I love pulled it off. No, I thought you said you said it was all fixed. I thought you said it was all fixed. I don't even know why you would watch if you think that all the games are fixed. John Glad's here. Always glad to see John Glad. Hi, late again. No, better late than never, John. So don't stress out about it. Better late than never. Danny Pomeroy says, did Congress grow too old in making America great? Because ICE is no way making America safe or great. It's actually unsafe to be around. It's fear and intimidation. It's fear and intimidation. It's all fear and intimidation. That's the goal. That's their MO. That is what authoritarians do. That's what dictatorships do. That's what Iraq does. That's what Iran does, especially Iran more. To their people, they have, if anyone speaks up. Remember the girl, the young woman. What is it? Didn't she took off her head covering, or she showed her ankles or something? I don't know. They ended up killing the girl. That's what we're facing. And now, we just had this with Renee Good. They ended up killing her because they didn't like that she was speaking out against them in a way. They were there to, they were there to be a thorn in ICE's ass for that day. That's what they were doing. They were in the street. She had the car parked. She was kind of blocking the street. She was honking her horn. All the other people around them, there were some other people they were blowing whistles. That's what they were doing. They were trying to be a thorn in their ass, which is, that's part of our fucking First Amendment rights. They weren't doing anything that was illegal in my book. But Trump's Republican Guard, aka ICE, didn't like that, and they snuffed her, just like Iran snuffs protesters in Iran. Aaron West is back. Okay, good. Phew. All hell was breaking loose, Aaron. I'm glad you're back. These guys, these crazy folks in here were just going crazy. Aaron says I signed my VSIP today. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what a VSIP is. So you might have to catch me up on that. James Hoddermeals here says, caught up, great intro. Thank you, James. Glad you liked it. There was a definite theme there in the intro of fear and intimidation. This is what ICE is out to do. To create fear by intimidation. They've been given the green light all the way from the top, from Trump on down to Kristi Noem, to Greg Bovino, and to the troops there, to the ICE troops. They've been given the green light to just intimidate and even shoot people in the face if you think it's appropriate. Get yourself in front of a car so then you can claim that the car was being used as a weapon. DPD 5844 says they are not federal agents. Remember that Jonathan Ross is a hardcore white nationalist. His father came out in support of his actions. However, his sister denounces his bullshit they got in a squabble. Well, is ICE not a federal agency? Are you trying to tell me ICE is not a federal agency? Because I believe it is. Danny Pomeroy says, John, I said on day one, Americans need to vote on the fourth midterms elections and strike on the 7th. That's a Friday. We need to close America completely down. Voting midterms, baby. Are you talking about in November? After the midterm elections in November, then do a strike then? I think we need to do it before then. Debbie Dog says, I already do that, Debbie Schneider, but I've found measuring things is 3-inch increments is inefficient. I'm mid-thread. I don't know what that was about. Damon Dog says January 20th. What is that? When the general strike? Have you heard something about a general strike on January 20th? Oh, okay, that's inauguration day. Jason Ramirez says, how about 121, the day after inauguration day? Victor Harshman, Nobel Peace Prize winner to meet with Trump at the White House. Are you kidding me? Well, you know what? I mean, I think it's fucked up too, and I think it's ridiculous, and it's, you know, the Nobel Peace Prize that, you know, if she gives it to him, I mean, but, you know, if, I mean, from her point of view, I think she's thinking, well, if that's going to get me into being the president of Venezuela, then I'll give him the stupid thing, you know? So, I mean, I don't know. Bill Carnes, any day is fine with me. DBD says we should also withhold our federal taxes because why should we have to pay for this bullshit? After all, we are paying them to hunt and terrorize us. That's something that I think, again, would have to be a large group of people. If you do it yourself, then you're probably kind of fucked. But yeah, we need like the backing of tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of people to do that. Because you can't arrest all of us. James Hermilo says, I say January 21, so we have a day to let it somewhat sink in. Who the POTUS will be. So January 20th, what are you talking about? You're talking about in 2029? Or are you talking about I don't know what you guys are talking about. What inauguration day? We already had inauguration day from a year ago. Right? Trump's been in office for a year now, right? Am I in like in a fever dream or something? What am I hallucinating? Trump's already been in office for a year. What you talking about inauguration day for the Senate? Or whatever? They've already been sworn in, haven't they? Or whatever. I mean, I don't know. You guys lost me, man. You guys lost me. Barbara Nicholas says, hey, Barbara. Says, Victor, wasn't she the president-elect of Venezuela? She's trying to get back in. Yeah, I agree. That's exactly kind of what I was trying to say. I agree, Barbara. Nola Carnes, they had to make the game interesting to get you pumped up. I'm already pumped up. If the Rams are leading 100 to nothing, I'm pumped up. When they're starting to lose the game, I'm not pumped up. I'm the opposite of pumped up. Danny Pomeroy says Packers did the same thing with Chicago, not once but twice, and lost both games. New coach. Packers had a big lead. They had a pretty big lead. Late. It wasn't like, it was kind of a little bit different, but I think they had a pretty big lead late in the game, and Chicago came back. Damon Dog says, you have more years of football knowledge now. I don't know about that. I mean, Sean McVay has been involved in baseball since he was in football since he was a little kid. I think his dad was a coach. He was in coaching. And then Sean was a pretty good athlete. He played sports in high school and football. He played football, college football and stuff. It's just he was kind of little. I guess maybe that's why he didn't go in further. But I think from what I've heard he was a pretty good athlete, pretty good football player and stuff, but just didn't have the size, I think. And maybe not. It isn't always just about size. I mean, to go from like college to NFL is a big leap, big step. But I think he's been around coaching and football all his life. He probably has more than me. Even though I'm almost twice his age. Victor Harshman says Barbara Nicholas knows she has been barred from running the Maduro regime. Yeah, but I think that she's trying to. But I think that's the thing. She's trying to get back in. And if she gets on Trump's good side, then I think Trump can make it so she gets in there. Sandy Foltz says, "Yay for the Bills." Yeah, the Bills they pulled one off. That was a pretty tight game with the Jacksonville Jaguars. That was a good back and forth game, and Josh Allen there was pretty led the way there. Really came on strong for the Bills there. Victor Harshman says, "My wife is a huge Bears fan. She's glad the Rams game is in Chicago." Yeah, that's going to be it's a tough road for the Rams. All these road games and playing in Chicago, but thank God for global warming because it doesn't seem like it's been as cold as it normally is. It certainly isn't like snowy and stuff. Now watch, it'll probably be a snowstorm on next Sunday's game. But go Rams! But hopefully it'll be a good game. And like I always say, may the best team win. If the Rams lose, then that means they weren't the best team. But I'll be rooting for the Rams. Aaron says, I start class today. Principles of finance and computer science, ethics, and AI. Awesome, Aaron. Well, congratulations on that. I hope you get straight A's all the way. Hijab or hijab. Yeah, that the gal in I think it was Iran. Yeah, remember that was a few years ago, and that's just one example. I mean, I've heard all kinds of examples of this Iranian Republican guard they'll just fucking bash your head in if they think you're saying anything against the Ayatollah or some bullshit, Victor Harshman says ICE agents never wore military fatigues until Trump and Noam. Pure performative bullshit. DPD says we are under siege from our own government. Imagine what election day will look like with the Nazi Gestapo on the streets. What about when they black out the internet here like in Iran? And don't think it can't happen here. Well, people are always asking, what's it going to take? What's it going to take to get the American people on fire or to rise up or to not take this shit anymore? I think that would be it. You black out the internet, that just might be definitely the thing that would get, I think people will be up in arms and be like, what the fuck? My internet, they're blocking my internet. That would be the thing, man. So maybe that's, maybe that's not just a bad thing after all. MJ Daniel from up in Washington State. MJ says the definition of terrorism is violence to political ends. They need Americans afraid and obedient. Yep, that's what this is about. Aaron says VSIP, voluntary separation incentive package. Well, I signed that I'm volunteering to separate, I guess. So that's sort of like a whatchamacallit. But anyhow, so I'm glad that you volunteering to separate. You made that decision. You slept on it. You thought about it, and I think you're probably making a good choice. And you're going to go to school um and then try to find something better. I guess Severance. I was trying to say it's kind of like a severance package, maybe in a way. I don't know. Josh Sees is here. Always good to see Josh Sees in the old driver's lounge. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Damon Dog says, no, the general strike is on January 20th, 2026. That's what I read. Okay, let's get it. Let's do it. Let's do it. January 20th. Let's do it. James Armio says, sorry, Sir TJ. I lost myself there for a few minutes. Michael McAndrews is here. Hey, Michael, good to see you. Michael McAndrews from TC. William says, recipes about where? Yeah, I heard about that. Was he the last remaining original Grateful Dead? I think maybe. Might have been the last one. Yeah, sorry. And for all the deadheads out there, I know for Jolie, it's, pretty sad thing. I guess it would be like for me, like when Bruce dies or something. And by Bruce, I mean Springsteen. You guys should know who Bruce is. DPD says, TJ, the orange pedophile, let it slip that he wants the Epstein ballroom ready for the inauguration. Now, surely you don't think he's referring to anyone other than himself. Well, he can think all he wants. I'm sure there's a lot of things he thinks. Hey, there's Christina and Sun Ghost Squad. 40 watch and only 33 likes. Who forgot to hit that like button? Thank you, Christina. That's for reminding us that, well, actually, we are acting like good Democrats. We got 34 watch, and according to my count, we're at 36 thumbs up. Probably because that was thanks to your reminder, because I am behind in the chat. So when you wrote that, it was probably only the 33, and so now, but a bunch of people left. But anyhow, thanks for being here. We got 33 watching, 36 thumbs ups. Thank you so much. We are acting like good Democrats now with a bit of a surplus. Here's Anna Moore with a $5 super chat. Yippee, Anna Moore, thank you so much. And I give you a thumbs up and a heart. Anna Moore says, and here's the super chat, says, we have the power to boycott the corporations that support the Trump administration. Absolutely. And these things work. Like, for instance, did you guys hear about, was it Spotify? I guess I should know this story before I say it. That was running the ICE ads, like ICE recruitment ads. I think it was Spotify, whatever it was. I mean, you guys can, I'm sure you'll correct me. And they lost 10% of their 10% of their, I don't know if it was their income or their amount of paid for subscribers, or if it was their, whatever it was. They lost 10% of something, and I guess that's a big number. And so then Spotify or whoever it was, you guys can correct me, said, okay, we're not running those ads anymore. We're not going to run these ICE recruitment spots anymore. So yeah, the power of the pocketbook is real. It's absolutely real, Anna Moore. You're right. You're absolutely right. Absolutely, 100%. And I'm all for it. David Ogg says that's another thing. Why are they wearing jungle camo in an urban environment? Because they're just a bunch of yahoos. They're playing dress up. They think that this looks like army shit. I'm like an army man. I'm an army man. Damon Dog, I'm painting, but I keep stopping to comment. Well, I'm glad you're painting. I hope the painting is helping kind of ease your nerves a little bit, and I can't wait to see what your you're doing if you're going to post those on your channel there. Christina Sungo Squad says, yeah, you know what the problem is? People are scared of losing their jobs right now, so they're not going to be out in the streets during the time of day they have to work. I understand that, and that's always the fear. That is always the fear, no matter what. No matter what. That is always the fear. And maybe it won't happen until, maybe it has to get worse. But like I'm saying, we can start it off. I think we can start it off, and even if there's only a few thousand people that do it, I think if we just keep having regular general strikes, I think the movement will grow. But maybe to get the masses involved, maybe things have to get worse. At some point, it'll have to be where it's so things are so bad that it doesn't even matter if you lose your job, I guess. And if we get enough people who do it, it's just like I said, they can't lock us all up. I don't think they can fire all of us either. Like, but I'm talking about huge numbers, like tens of millions and maybe even 100 million people were to do it. But I don't think that should stop us from trying. I think we should hold these events. And like I said, even if it's only 5,000 people or 10,000 people or 1 million people, I think we should just do it. Just go for it. Just go for it. I mean, what have we got to lose? I mean, the people that can do it can do it. And eventually others will do it. Other people will join in if we just keep doing it. Victor Harshman says, looked it up. The U.S. government cannot block the internet like Iran. The system was set up by Congress to not let that happen. Google it for more info. Well, that's encouraging. Ruben Michaels here just says Seahawk. Okay. I might be mid-thread on something there. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Niners, Seahawks, and Rams, Bears. The Bears. So I think those will be some good games. Good games coming up. Hello, Sandy Fold says hello, TJ. Hello, back at you. MJ Daniel says the guy I got my first vinyl from in the 70s played The Dead all day on the store's stereo. Really great place for a 14-year-old to walk into. Yeah, sounds cool. It sounds pretty cool. Notorious GRG is here. I'm usually crocheting and watching, but not chatting. Well, thank you for taking the time out from the crocheting to say something. Quick dip in, and I do appreciate you. DPD says, yes, it was Spotify. We canceled ours a while ago. We, the consumers, hold the power. I canceled my Spotify way back when they gave Joe Rogan that first really big, like $300 million contract or whatever it was. That's when I canceled my subscription. And I think I was paying like $9.99 a month or something like that. And that's when I became a Hal Sparks member, which I think it's about the same. I think I'm at the level, whatever the level is. It's about $10. That's what I bought into because I figured like, well, I'll just take the money I'm spending on Spotify and I'll put it on Hal Sparks because I prefer Hal Sparks to Joe Rogan for sure. So. And I've been a member ever since. Almost 3 years, I think. I think it's been almost 3 years, I think. Josh says, I need to check out Damon's painting. Yeah, Damon Dog. I don't know if we can get Damon's link in here at some point. I'm sure Aaron will work on that. maybe, hopefully. And yeah, I think Damon has some the newer stuff up there. You can see his pipe collection and that he makes great, beautiful pipes and paintings. I didn't know he was such a painter, man. That's awesome. It's really awesome. Robert Perez from down San Diego way. Hello, Robert. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Robert says, "Yo, Trucker John, good afternoon to you and all the lovely liberals out there. About chilling in the lounge. We be chilling. We be chilling in the lounge. Squirrel Girl's here. Hey, Squirrel Girl. Good to see you. Says, hi, TJ and Trucklers. I was putting a shelf together. It called for 2 people and 30 minutes. Ha, 1 person and well over an hour. But you got her done. Did you get her done? You got her done. Get her done. Sandy Folks, did the Rams win, TJ? Yes. If you were here, Sandy, you said you were here. Yes, and I would. Yes, they won. I said I talked about the whole thing. Yeah, we won. We barely got away with a win in Carolina, but we're on to the next round. Robert Nicholas, Bills versus Broncos. That should be a good game. I think that's going to be a slugfest of a game. Damon Dog says the paintings are under the post tab on my channel. Yeah, well, Damon Dog, we're going to get your link in here, and people can check those out. If you don't mind. I mean, I don't think you mind, right? DPD says, keep in mind, Google contributed to the Epstein ballroom, not to mention they also own YouTube. And you have, and YouTube is already blocking certain things you can say. I know because it happened to me twice. Yeah, that's true. Like I said, though, if we needed one thing, like an inciting incident to finally get the masses up off their asses and to do something, it might be taking away their internet. That might wake up a whole lot of people that they don't want woken up. Aaron West has Damon Dog's link to the channel. Thank you so much, Aaron. You guys can check out Damon Dog. He's got lots of great stuff on there. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to check out Damon Dog's got the American flag up there. There he is with the beautiful long white beard. And we've got, let's see, go under, was it under posts, he said? Go to posts. Oh, yeah, look at there. 5 of my last paintings. Here's a beautiful sailboat with dolphins. That's awesome. Here's some beautiful deer. Here's like the, what is it, Saturday Evening Post or whatever? There's some dogs, little dogs. There's a lion. I mean, a tiger. No. It's a tiger, not a lion. Awesome. Those are awesome, man. All right, let me go back to my page, yeah. Where did I leave off? MJ Dino says, not a good injury, but I'm also not sad Kittle is not playing. Well, yeah. I mean, I never root for someone to get injured. Even Niners players who I detest the Niners. But I'm not going to be happy that he blew out his Achilles, so he's done for the whatever games that they might have in this postseason. I don't even know. I've heard those are really bad injuries. It might even affect coming back next year. So I don't know. William, if you look up, if you scroll back up just a little bit, if you can do that, just a little tiny bit, there. Aaron has put the link right there. So I caught up. Look at me, I'm all caught up. And we've only been on an hour and 14 minutes. Now what do I do? Now what do we talk about? What do we talk about? It's like there's nothing to talk about. Do we talk about Trump wanting to invade Greenland or take it over? Do we want to talk about Epstein files? We haven't talked about that in a while. I don't know what's going on with the survivors were threatening to release a list. I haven't heard the latest on that. But I do want to just say that as was in the intro, Donald Trump is guilty as fuck. So you got that. Someone posted on one of my videos that I posted yesterday on one of my shorts saying that you know, the whole Jan 6 thing was just and wrote it in a very serious way. I don't think this was sarcasm or whatever. What was saying that, January 6th, it was just people there peacefully touring the White House and all this kind of shit, that beating the cops and the cops that died was not a result. Yeah, it was just a total bullshit thing. I don't know. I'm not sure where I was going with that, but we've got what else is going on? Let's see. I can go to one of the socials, see what's going on. We can go and see what's going on. One of my favorite, I like Substack a lot. We've got David Pakman posting a video of Carolyn Levitt, who keeps going on about how there's plentiful evidence to show that the officer was struck by the car. And then he says she must have meant to say no evidence whatsoever. So they're going to keep going on with that. They're going to just keep trying to go with that narrative, I guess, so it will somehow justify the murder. It'll somehow justify shooting a woman 3 times in the face. Let's see. Here's Dino Wadala. New. I should have, Trump says. He regrets not seizing voting machines in 2020 to overturn election. That means Trump will 100% be seizing all the voting machines in swing districts after 2026 election. So that's Dean's thing that we got to watch out for. Cranston is posting that Mark Kelly just filed a lawsuit against Pete Hegseth and the Pentagon, charging their effort to censor and demote him is unlawful and unconstitutional. The Gavin Rocks page has posted a video. In 2024, Kamala warned that Trump would use military against his citizens. So Kamala was right. Hillary was right. Anyone with half a brain was right, probably. Here's the mouthy renegade. Not sure who that is, but has a meme that says, ICE is the Gestapo. Trump is insane. Elon's Grok is publishing child porn. Stephen Miller is a white supremacist. And JD Vance is making shit up. That's a good meme. I wish I had that to post on my page here. Then there's the whole thing with Jerome Powell. They're going after him. The DOJ is going after him on some bullshit, trumped up bullshit. We got that going on. Over the weekend, thousands of people protested against ICE after the tragic death of Renee Good. We are rising, says this poster, Mrs. Travis, and showing video of protesters in the street in all over the country, not just Minneapolis. All over the country. Here is someone posted a picture of Trump on an airplane This has an unredacted photo. Like, you know, it was him on the airplane with the little, looked like a young blonde girl, very, very young. This one has an unredacted photo of that. I'm not sure who that is. I mean, I don't know who that is, but. So we got that. Trump, Trump, Trump. Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. Trump's a pedophile. Trump's a rapist. Let's not forget that. We've got Stansberry, representative from New Mexico, I believe, and she's saying something. Robert Reich, former under Bill Clinton, he was the former Secretary of Treasury, not something to do with finance or whatever. He said I do not want Greenland. I do not want Cuba. I do not, and it's Cuba, by the way. It's not Cuba. Stop saying Cuba. The only Cuba I know is Cuba Gooding Jr. The country is called Cuba, please. Anyhow, I don't, because I've been hearing people say in media folks. I've been hearing them saying Cuba. It's Cuba, God damn it. Unless you're from Cuba and that's how they say it. But I'm from America and we're Americans and we say Cuba. Anyhow, I do not want Cuba. I do not want Mexico. Again, no, never mind. I want affordable health care. I want affordable housing. I want good jobs that pay. Yeah, I totally wholeheartedly agree with that meme. Midas something or other was saying never forget what Republicans allowed Trump. Wait, never forget. Oh wait, this. Oh wait, I think I had. Oh, never forget. Never forgive. I don't know why there's a comma after this one. What Republicans allowed Trump to do to America. Stop voting for Republicans, people. They're bad for us. Republicans are bad for America. They're bad for Americans. They're bad for democracy. They're bad for a republic, a democratic republic. They're bad for the Constitution. They're bad for freedom. Stop voting for Republicans. How many times do I got to say it? How many times do I got to say it? Here's a poll. Here's one of those guys from, where's this guy from? CNN. The guy that does all the polling, those polls. And it says, new polling reveals that Jerome Powell is far more popular than Donald Trump. Donald Trump would hate it if this went viral today. So, and this is the Fed chair. Like, no one gives a fuck about the Fed chair. You know what I mean? And he's more popular than Trump. Right now, I think dog shit is more popular than Trump right now. And probably for me, that's probably forever. But you know, I think more and more people are coming to the conclusion that they prefer a pile of dog shit than they do Donald Trump. But that's just me. I mean, you know, I can't speak for everyone. Can't speak for everyone. I hate how this is kind of choppy. I hope I'm not buffering him. I hope I'm not buffering because I'm over here on Substack and I'm trying to scroll and it won't even scroll smoothly. But I think that's just my iPad's old and shit. You know, I'm doing this on an iPad. Now, see, the thing is, I'm trying to go back, and it won't. It's not. I think it froze up. Now the iPad, did it freeze? I don't know. It won't let me get off this goddamn page. It's so now. Finally, it's so slow. Why are you so slow, iPad? I thought Apple was supposed to be good. Why are you so slow? Why are you hitting yourself, iPad? Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? All right, so now I'm back to the chat. What were you guys chatting about while I was away doing stuff? Why, oh why? Do. It sounds like a YMCA. Why, oh why? Um, now I'm just seeing where I left off in the chat. Christina at Sun Go Squad says, I saw something that said that Trump's granddaughter voted for Kamala Harris. I don't know if it's true, but that's hysterical. Is that the one that was the golfer? Remember they were doing those golf videos? Wasn't that his granddaughter? I think that was his granddaughter. I wonder if she's the one that wrote. Wouldn't that be hilarious if she voted for Kamala Harris? That would be hilarious. Robert Perez says, I think the Tijuana Titans will win the Super Bowl. Okay. DPD says, did anyone hear Hal on 70 Miller's show this morning? And he said he wasn't worried about Trump invading Greenland and other countries. I didn't watch the show. I was sleeping. I slept in until about just 9:05, and when Hal's show was still in the countdown. He hadn't even come on yet. But I missed Stephanie today, so I didn't hear that. The thing about not worrying about Trump doing something is it seems like that kind of shit kind of comes back to bite us in the butt. You know what I mean? It's just like I said before, like when Trump first announced he was running for president back in 2015, I just laughed. And because I thought there was no way in fucking hell that the American people would be so stupid, even Republicans, to vote for this motherfucker. And boy, was I wrong. So I don't think we should take anything for granted when it comes to Trump. No matter how stupid we think something is or whatever, don't take it for granted. I mean, it's okay to analyze and and say, well, I don't think this will happen because such and such and such. But at the end of the day, you can't discount or write off anything. You can't write off anything. Do so at your own peril. Damon Dog says it's on the onus of the cop to not put himself in front of a vehicle, and if he does, it's on him to get out of the way. When I first broke down that video, the day that it happened, if you guys recall, we were watching it on my TV right here. I turned the camera around, and we were watching it on TV. And I was breaking it down, kind of like frame by frame. But just pause. And we could see his feet, and I said, "Look, there's his feet. He's at the left front corner of the car, which he was, and then you saw his feet move to the side." And I was like, "Look." And he started drawing his gun before anything really happened. You could see he was already drawing his gun. And my response was, "Look, motherfucker, if you're so afraid, just back up. You had plenty of time to just back up out of the way." But no, you decided to play fucking John Wayne. I said Wyatt Earp, whatever, and be this big cowboy and draw your gun and shoot like you're in some sort of Wild West shootout against an unarmed woman, by the way, who did nothing. But we broke it down on the day that it happened. He had plenty of time to get the fuck out of the way. But no, he made the decision to be the fucking cowboy. The racist, misogynistic fucking cowboy. Ninja Daniel says, Gnome is a psychopath. Oh, yeah. You see in her eyes how little she cares and seems irritated for having to talk with the press. When she was on the Jake Tapper show the other day and did that interview, she was barely holding in a smile when Jake Tapper says, is that the officer's, is that the voice when he said, after he shot her in the head 3 times and he said, fucking bitch, she could barely contain herself. Yeah, she's a fucking psychopath. They all are. That's a prerequisite. That's a requirement, I think, to be in the Trump cabinet or in his inner circle. You have to be a psychopath. You have to have some sort of psychopathy. And they're all, I think, to some degree, sociopaths. Aaron West, I think his grandkids are too young to vote. I don't think so, Aaron. The girl, the young woman who was doing those golfing videos when they were in the golf cart, and she has her like a TikTok page or whatever, and she was filming it all. I'm pretty sure she's of legal voting age. She was young, but I think maybe not. Maybe she was under 18. I don't know. But I don't know. I thought she was at least 18. So I don't know. And I think that was his granddaughter. Christina Sungo Squad says, and what about this thing where he wants to, I guess, now demolish the West Wing? That was the West Wing of the White House. He didn't even fix the East. See, this this is the first time hearing of it, but this motherfucker needs to be stopped. He's going to end up tearing the entire White House down. They need to, this is where, come on. We need to put 24-hour guard on this motherfucker or something. He needs to be placed under house arrest. I mean, come on. This is ridiculous. Come on. Now, in the intro, there was, the story about how some Republicans are turning away and they're joining with Democrats on some things. We need to get this motherfucker out of power. Impeach the motherfucker. Impeach, impeach, impeach. Lock his ass up, man. Yeah, Michael McAndrews, Trump would tear down the whole White House. Yeah. I remember when he was, one of the first things he said in 2016 when he won is what a dump the White House was. He was complaining about the White House in 2016. I remember that. I remember him saying I remember him calling the White House a dump. And that he much preferred Trump Tower or Mar-a-Lago. And we saw the photos of Mar-a-Lago with all the gaudy gold shit, and in his offices in Trump Tower, all this gaudy fucking gold shit. And then that's why now in the White House he's trying to make it like his home, his more homey, I guess, with all that gaudy ass, stupid ass gold fucking shit that he puts all over the place. But he was complaining about the White House being a dump in 2016 when he took office and had to move in there. DPD says Tillis has publicly stated he will block Trump's nominations for anyone that he chooses to replace Powell until the investigation is halted. He also wants the DOJ to be investigated. Well, good for him. Good for Tillis, who I believe is Republican, right? Christina Sangoswa says, yes, I had to look it up. I guess Kai Trump is 18, so she would be old enough to vote this year, laughing out loud. So maybe she said she wanted to vote for Kamala. Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah. So is Kai, is she the one is she the golf girl? I'm still trying to figure out who the girl was on the golf cart when they were doing those videos from the golf course on the golf course. Was that Kai? Or whatever the fuck her name is? Can't they have normal names in that family? I'm just kidding. Tim Farrell, the Farrell ones here, says, call Cuba what they call it. In little respect, John, it's like calling the Gulf of America the Gulf of Merca. I grew up calling it Cuba, goddammit. It's been Cuba my whole fucking life. They call it Cuba? Look, I don't speak Spanish. I speak American. It's Cuba in America. When I go on their soil, I'll call it Cuba, okay? If I hear all the locals saying Cuba, then I'll say Cuba. But for right now, I'm on American soil. I'm going to say Cuba. Because that's the way I was raised, and that's the way I've always heard it since I was born. The Cubans killed Kennedy, see? That's how long I've been hearing Cuba. David Dog says, in Espanol, it's pronounced Cuba. I'm not speaking Espanol. I'm speaking English. I'm speaking English right now. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I'm speaking English. We say Cuba in English. Just like, well, okay, I'm going to stop now before I put my foot any more further in my mouth. Like we say Mexico, right? firmly putting foot in mouth even more. We say Mexico. Mexicans say Mexico. I don't see all the news reporters saying Mexico when they talk about Mexico. They still say Mexico. Texas. We call Texas, Texas. I guess in Spanish it's Tejas. I don't hear many people saying Tejas when they talk about, what's his face? Greg, what's his face? The governor. I don't hear them going, the governor of Tejas. They say Texas. Why? Because that's how we talk here. We're not in Mexico. We're not speaking Spanish. We're speaking English. We say Texas. We say Mexico. We don't say Mexico. All right? So why should I say Cuba when we say Cuba here in America? In the English dialect. In the English, the way we say it in English is Cuba. We don't say Cuba. Now, if we're speaking Spanish, then yeah, we'll say Cuba. If I'm speaking Spanish, I'll say Mexico. If I'm speaking Spanish, I'll say Tejas. But I'm speaking English right now. All right? You guys can all hate me and say that I'm just a redneck fucking racist piece of shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I believe what I believe. And I think I just made a pretty convincing argument, actually, with the whole Mexico and Texas thing. I think that was a great analogy. But no one will give me credit for that. You'll just be hung up on the fact that Cuba should be Cuba or some bullshit. I think there's a fly or something. I keep seeing it in the corner of my eye. Oh, yeah. Goddamn fly got in here. Yesterday, I got a little bit smoky when I was cooking my pancakes. So I opened the door for a little while. Because even though there is the oven fan thing, exhaust fan, but I don't think it works very good. So I opened the door. I wonder if that fly's been in here ever since yesterday. But, whatever. I'll get it. I'll deal with that later. Christina Weibel is here. Christina says, as a woman who's been in an abusive relationship, I know what being called a fucking bitch. He's now sending more ICE into Minneapolis to do door-to-door knocks. Not going to end well for them. I think Tim Walz needs to activate his National Guard. He said, I think right when Renee Good was murdered, there was a thing about him putting National Guard kind of like on notice, like to get them kind of to be ready. I think now's the time. Now's the time. Bring in the National Guard and kick ICE the fuck out. Kick them out. Kick those motherfucking racist fucking redneck. I'm not the racist redneck. The fucking those ICE motherfuckers are the racist rednecks. They need to be fucking kicked out of Minnesota. And then wherever they go, they need to be the same thing. If they go to Chicago or LA, those governors need to just have their National Guard ready to go and to repel ICE. Christina Weibel, yeah, Lisa Murkowski was in there, which I'm not too surprised about because she sometimes. So I've been saying, I mean, at the end of the day, she's still a Republican and a piece of shit, I guess. But there's sometimes where it sounds like she's kind of wanting to go against her party, and I'm just like, come on, Murkowski, come on, Lisa, you can do it, come on. And so I'm not too surprised about Murkowski, but I was kind of surprised about Susan Collins. I guess she joined sort of went against the ranks there, or jump rank, or whatever you call it. DPD says, I mentioned last week, or week before last, that he has plans to demolish the West Wing. The firm says some of the plans are top secret and can't be revealed at the moment. Okay, this Congress needs to step in right now. They cannot let him get away with what he got away with on the East Wing. They need to step in right now and do whatever it is they need to do. I don't care if they post guards 24/7 in the West Wing. They post them outside the West Wing. They block any demolition. They need to fucking get on this right fucking now. This is ridiculous. This needs to stop. The motherfucker will end up tearing the whole goddamn thing down. He said it was a dump. He never liked it to begin with. He said in 2016, the White House is a dump. Christina Sungoswa says, Kai is the girl in the golf world. Yes, John. She did some interview Kai Trump on Logan Paul's podcast, and she was basically rambled about a whole bunch of crap. Robert Nicholas says, Kai Trump, born May 12, 2007. Wow. Yeah, Hot Wheels. Greg Abbott. There you go, DPD. Hot Wheels, yeah. Tejas. Oh, no. Texas. We don't say Tejas unless you're just goofing around or you're just like, just saying it like, the way a Spanish-speaking person would say. I've said Tejas before, but, my point is that you don't hear people in the media or everyone going Tejas. They say Texas. A lot of people don't say Mexico. They say Mexico. Okay? Same thing with Cuba. Tim Frill says, wow, I was in Cuba and watched an American say to a resort worker, speak white, horrifying. And that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if we're speaking English, we have English pronunciations. If you're speaking Spanish, you have Spanish pronunciations. The English pronunciation of Cuba is Cuba. The English pronunciation of Mexico is Mexico. You guys get my point? The English pronunciation of Texas is Texas. If you're speaking Spanish, then I've already said it's Mexico. It's Tejas. Apparently, it's Cuba. Victor Harshman says thousands of FIFA fans are canceling their 2026 World Cup tickets as ICE crackdowns in major cities sparks a global boycott. I hope everyone boycotts it. I hope the teams boycott it. I hope no one comes. The same way we've got Winter Olympics coming next month, apparently in February. I forgot all about the Winter Olympics, but they're coming here next month. I hope everyone boycotts that too. I think they should all boycott it. It's not safe here, folks. If you're coming from another country, don't come here. It's not safe. If you have brown skin, it doesn't matter if you have a travel visa. It doesn't matter if you've spent thousands of dollars on airplane tickets and hotels, and you're planning on being here and improving our economy with all of that, and you're spending on restaurants and merchandise and whatever you're doing. So what? If you have brown skin, you might just get locked up. You might get accosted by ICE, and if you move the wrong way, you might get shot in the face. So if you're from another country, especially if you have a darker colored skin, anything off-white, do not come here. I'm just putting that out as a warning, a travel advisory, if you will. It's not safe for you, unless maybe if you're just pasty white. Maybe only the pasty white people might be safe. But other than that, don't come here. Mr. Spock is here to live long and prosper. Ay caramba, Senor TJ. El Loco. Well, I think I pretty much, you probably wrote that before my explanation about English pronunciation and Spanish pronunciation. So I don't think that's loco. I don't think that's crazy at all. That's not crazy at all. Unless you go around saying Tejas and Mexico all the time. I mean, like 99% of the time, not just every now and then when you're like, "Hey, man, how's Mexico?" Yeah, we all say that. We all goof around. But let's face it. In 99.9% of the time, you don't say Mexico. You say Mexico. 99.9% of the time, you don't say Tejas. You say Texas, right? So don't come at me with this El Loco bullshit. DPD says walls did activate. No, what he did is he put them on. By activate, I mean actually putting them out on the streets and confronting ICE. And by confronting, I mean pushing them back into their cars and telling them to get the fuck out of the state of Minnesota. That's what I'm talking about. He hasn't done that yet. He put them on some sort of a. There was a term for it. I don't know, but he's put them on notice to be ready. As far as I know, he has not sent them actually out into the streets, unless this happened within the last, since I came on the air here. So maybe he did, but prior to that, I wasn't, I didn't see any National Guard in the street pushing ICE out. David, you speak Spanish when you order a taco, and even then. Now, I usually say carne asada, but I go to my favorite taco place here in town, and they have, side by side, they have the Spanish language menu, and they have an English language menu. And on one side, it says carne asada, let's say, for instance. And on the other side, it says steak. So I could order a steak burrito, or I could order carne asada a burrito. But I can still say steak if I want to. And they don't mind one single bit if I say steak burrito, even though I usually say carne asada just because I think it sounds cool. But Charlie, we're free to pronounce words the way we want to. Yeah, you are, and so am I. So am I. I'm just saying, until I start seeing like almost everybody saying Tejas instead of Texas or Mexico instead of Mexico, until I hear that, then don't fucking come at me about the Cuba thing. Cuba thing. I'm pointing out hypocrisy, guys. I'm pointing out your guys' hypocrisy. Andrew Danny, what this says is that if you do not obey DJT, the GOP, you might be next. Well, that was a tough read. That was a tough read. Christina Sungo Squad says, laughing out loud, I can barely pronounce my English words. Never mind trying to say something in Spanish. My accent is horrible. I think your accent is adorable, Christina, actually. No cars, local bullshit. Okay, whatever. DPD, and for all you pasty white people, remember, don't wear your Antifa signs. In fact, it might be advisable, just get a red cap. Even if it doesn't say MAGA on it, you see a red cap, just buy it, put it on. That might help. I don't know. Barbara Nichols says, Winter Olympics are in Italy. Oh, okay. Well, okay, never mind. Never mind. Okay. But definitely boycott FIFA or the World Cup, which is coming, I guess, this summer, I guess. I don't know what I was thinking about Olympics. I thought somebody said something about Olympics, boycotting the Olympics or something. So, okay, they're in Italy. So, okay, don't boycott the Olympics, but definitely boycott the World Cup, because that is here. I know that's here. I think this summer. So everything, it all pertains to World Cup. Don't come here. It's not. I don't think things are going to get any better between now and the World Cup. So just I would say don't come. Yeah, Barbara, I just Googled it. Okay, so the Olympics are coming, and they're going to be in Italy. I'm just trying to think. What about Italy? What about Italy? I think Italy's okay. I think we'll be okay in Italy. So now, see, I'm saying Italy. How do Italians say Italy? They probably say Italy. Am I supposed to go like Italy? Am I a redneck piece of shit racist because I don't say Italy the way the Italians say Italy? Come on, you guys. Come on. Rubber Press says, "Hey, when in Tejas, never ask for carne asada. Ask for fajitas." I like me some fajitas. Just don't say fajitas. Okay, now I don't say fajitas. Just so you know. MJ Daniel says a small combo Mexican restaurant grocery not far from here has great tamales. Now I said tamales. Is it? Am I supposed to say tamales or something? I don't know. That might not be a bad idea for the Seattle game next week. You get you some tamales. Tamales are a delicious food. Petrozzi says Winter Olympics are in Italy, Summer Olympics are in LA. Oh, wait, okay. But the Summer Olympics, oh, that's right. That's probably where I got confused. And I don't think those are going to be until another 2 years from now, right? Because the way they do it, they've offset it now where you've got the Winter Olympics, and then I think in 2 years we'll have this will be the Summer Olympics. So I think that'll be 2028, right? You guys can Google it on and back me on this. I mean, or not back me, but make sure I'm doing this right. So if we have the Summer Olympics in 2028, that will be right before the November elections. Just a couple of months, 2 or 3 months before the 2028 presidential election. So I would say in 2028, I don't see things being any better. I hate to be doom and gloom and negative. I don't see us being really much better off than we are now. In fact, things might be even much worse by then. So my warning to people from other countries, my travel advisory, my travel warning, still holds at this point for the 2028 Summer Olympics. About not coming here and being careful, especially if you have any hue, any tint of color of skin that's darker than this, I guess, then don't come here because you might get arrested and you might get shot in the face. You might get beat up. You might be disappeared. You might be sent to some gulag that no one knows where it is. So as of now, that travel warning is still, the Trucker John travel warning is still in effect for the 2028 Summer Olympics for anyone who's not pasty white. Come here at your own peril, I guess. And definitely World Cup. I believe World Cup is this summer. Definitely, I would not come here if I was from another country and I had any skin color darker than this, darker than that. I would not come here because they shot a white woman in the face. If they're willing to shoot white women in the face, just think what they're willing to do to you. Just think what they're willing to do to you. Barbara Nicholas, Trucker Summer Olympics in July 2028. Thank you, Barbara Nicholas. Again, the Trucker John travel warning is still in effect for 2028 because I don't think things are going to get any better. I really don't. I mean, we might win the House back in the meantime, and that might slow things down. That might stymie things or slow whatever. But I still would not come here. I would just stay in my nice little cozy country of origin. And that's sad because America has always been a great place to come and visit. I shouldn't say always, but I mean, for the most part, it's been a great place for tourists and tourism, and there's lots of great things to see. I've been doing rideshare and taxi cab driving for 3 years now. I've had lots of really great people from other countries who love to come here. And part of their vacation, they're in Vegas, but part of their vacation, they'll tell me that they've been going all across the country. They saw, they start off in New York and they see New York City, and then they go out to Yellowstone and they see Yellowstone. They go to the Grand Canyon, you see the Grand Canyon. They go to LA and they see LA and the beautiful beaches and California and Yosemite, all the great natural wonders, the natural places, natural beauty. They see all that. They see the great cities, San Francisco and Chicago. They love it here. They love coming here. And they come to Vegas and they love seeing Vegas. People have loved coming here for years and years and years as a great place to vacation. Some people, of course, come here and they want to live. But it's just a dirty, rotten shame what Donald Trump has done to this country. And it has made it a place that's not safe to come here anymore. It's not even safe for its own citizens, as we've seen Renee Good get shot in the fucking face. It's not safe. And lots of people are changing their plans of coming here. And I don't know how long it's going to take to get people to come back. Even if we win back Congress and we win back the White House, it's going to take who knows how long to restore relations. But it's a sad thing. People love coming here. Just like, I would love to go to Europe. I would love to go and see all of Europe. France and Italy and Germany and Sweden, Spain, Portugal. I would love to go see the Mediterranean coast. I would love to go down to Greece. I would love to see England and Ireland. I would love to see all of that shit. I would love to go to Asia. I would love to see some places in South America. I would love to be a world traveler if I could. I would love it. And people just like that, people from around the world, they love to come here to see America. America has a lot of great things to see and to experience. But Donald Trump is making it so it's really not safe to be here. Donald Trump is like, everything, like they say, every accusation is a confession and it's all projection. And when he talks about shithole countries, he's making this a shithole country. He has made America a shithole country. The very thing that he complained about other countries being. He's all about projection with them. DPD 5844 says the Winter Olympics begin next month in. Now I'll try to say this the best I can. Milano Cortina. Okay. But yeah, okay. So the Winter Olympics are this year. Summer Olympics 2028. Like I said, I don't think things are going to be any better. Travel warning, travel advisory. Do not come here, especially if you are not white. I'm not saying you aren't. I'm not saying I have anything. I don't have anything against people coming here with all shades of colors of skin. I'm just saying it might not be safe for you. This is an unsafe place for you. Hell, it's an unsafe place for white soccer moms who get shot in the face. If it's unsafe for them, just think how unsafe it is for anybody else. MJ Daniel, people of the world come here and spend money, and they should not right now. Exactly, and that's what I was talking about. It's just another thing economically. Just looking at the economic impact. Another thing that Donald Trump is doing to hurt the country economically, because people come here, they travel here every year by the thousands, by the tens of thousands, by maybe the hundreds of thousands, maybe by the millions. I don't know. Every single year, they travel here. They spend money on hotels and on food and on going to see the things that they see. That's all economic stimulus, and that's another thing that he's killing us on. Damon Dog, I'd love to see Europe too, John, but in the current environment, I'd be tempted to overstay my visa about 3 to 4 years. Right. I hear you. And those countries probably they don't put up with that shit. They'd probably deport your ass. James Armio says I had an older friend from Italy who despised being called Italian. He'd say, "What the fuck? I don't come from a place called Italia." Yeah, because Italian. I've heard people say Italian. The Italians. I think I just say Italy, and I think I say I think I do it like I don't think I do an I. I heard Italians. Hey, them Italians. I think I just say Italians, Italy, Italians. I think I do the kind of like a soft I, not a hard I, not a long I, not hard, not a long I. I do the I don't know, what do you call it? Barbara Nicholas says America was so awesome to visit they didn't want to leave, but all right with me. Not some. Yeah. Hey, we're a melting pot, right? It used to be a good thing about America. That was the good thing about America, that we were a melting pot. But now these fucking Proud Boys and these ICE assholes they're all white nationalists, almost all of them. They're either white nationalists or they're, because I have seen people of color with their masks on as these ICE agents. They're probably doing it for the money because they got that $50,000 bonus. And look, I was tempted. I went and looked at it. I was tempted to do it. They would even take me probably. But I was just like, I can't do it. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Can't do it. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent. But if they were going to give it a lump sum all up front, I probably would do it. But that's not how they do it. They don't. They spread that bonus out over time. So you don't get the 50 grand, because otherwise everyone would join up and then quit, or at least not everyone, but people like me and people like some of the people that have been joining just for that bonus. They're not really in it because they're white nationalists. They're just doing it for the money. If everyone got the bonus lump sum right up front, then they would just get their bonus and quit. So they spread it out over the course of a year or something. They give you that bonus in increments. They just add it to your paycheck, I think. That's the way a lot of the trucking companies do. They have bonuses. They have sign-on bonuses. I've gotten a few of those, and they're nice. And they'll spread it out over like a 3 or 4 month period. Well, you'll get an extra $1,500 in your check. And you're like, oh wow, and then you're like, oh yeah, that. And then you'll look it up and go, oh yeah, that's that part of that signing bonus. So that was, it's nice to get those. But pardonnez-moi. Look at there, I'm speaking foreign language. I don't know if you guys heard it, but I had a little indigestion thing going on, and I said pardonnez-moi. I'm speaking French. Look at there, redneck. Racist trucker John is speaking some French. I said, pardonnez-moi. Anyhow. Anamore says, TJ, I would also love to travel the world, but that man in the White House has ruined that possibility for us. Yeah, I don't know. Are you afraid that if you go, that other people will take it out on you? Like if they find out you're an American, um, that they will take that out on you? I just thought I saw a bug on the wall over there, but I don't think it is a bug. I don't know. It's not moving. I don't know. And my eyes are weird. I have this weird eyesight, so I don't know. Anyhow, DBD 5844 says, and you should travel more, TJ. I would encourage everyone to do so at least once before. There's so much culture and personal growth for us to learn and experience. Yeah, I would love to before I get too old, basically, because I can barely walk as it is. I'm going to have to get one of those. I'm going to have to rent a scooter or something, which are cool. I've rented them before. They're pretty cool to zip around in. You know, just the kind you sit on, like not the kind like the e-bikes and stuff like that, which would be cool too. But you know, the kind that they're just like little scooters that you rent. A few years ago, we went to Disneyland and we rented a couple of those. It was kind of fun. Robert Perez says some white people don't want to melt into the American melting pot. Well, that's for show. That's for show. I didn't know there were still so many of them around. Hey, look, I don't know. Maybe I've said some things today that you might think that is racist or something. I don't consider myself a racist. I am all for the melting pot. I'm all for everyone coming here. I'm all for people from all cultures, countries, ethnicities, backgrounds, religions. I'm for all that. My motto is the more the merrier, and I'm all for diversity. I'm all for all that shit. And I didn't know, and yes, there are people that don't want to melt into the melting pot, and they don't want a melting pot. Apparently they want everything to be white. Now I don't know who they think is going to be who they're going to use to clean their hotel rooms and do their gardening, but there will always be someone that they will marginalize, even if it's all white. Then it'll be, it'll be all the white people that have green eyes. You're going to be, our slaves or something. I don't know. They would figure out something, to divide and to be above, because they're sick. They can't just be happy to have their own little life, their own little house, their own little thing. They have to get into everybody's business. Just mind your own business. Hey, Richard, our expat down under is here. He's watching from Australia. It's 7:14 a.m. down there when he wrote that, which was, I don't know how long ago, but not too long ago, I don't think. Hello, Richard. Always good to see you. Thanks for popping on in. James Jaramillo says, same year here, I have a few places on my bucket list I'd like to see. Yeah, my kids were fortunate enough when they were in, I think still, was it middle school? There was a deal where their mom took them. I was out on the road and I couldn't go, but they got a really good deal on this trip to Europe. So they flew in. I don't know where they flew into, but I don't know if they saw. Did they see? I'm not sure if they saw England or not. I think they did, but I know they were in like Italy and Germany and France and Sweden. They had this whole like bus tour thing. And I'm so glad they were able to do that. Even if they never do it again, at least they were able to go and see some of these other countries in Europe and stuff. So I'm glad they were able to do that. They were able to it was a really good package deal that was somehow, I think it was through the school or something. There's a big group of families went that were all in that from the school they went to. And so I'm so glad they were able to do that. And I hope they remember that. I hope that's something that they remember and that it had some impact on them or something. David Dog says Steve Martin had a great bit on speaking French, accidentally ordered a shoe with cheese on it. Steve Martin is hilarious. I love Steve Martin. Victor Harshman says, is it just me or does it shock, or does the stock market seem completely disconnected to what the general population in America is experiencing? Well, the stock market, the stock market is the stock market. And it's going up. It's going to break 7,000 probably within the near future. The one thing about the stock market is over time, it's always going up. Now, there are dips, and you can see some of these dips that happen, but overall, it just will, I think it will continue to just go up. It seems like no matter what. Christina Sangosuela says, I'll never be able to afford to travel where I want to go, so I made a bucket list for when I die. Oh, that's right. Yeah, before I cross over, I'm hitting the whole bunch of places. Sad to have an after you die bucket list. Hey, whatever works, I guess, Christina. Hey, well, however you got to, just think it's that's very affordable. But don't give up, Christina. Maybe you can go see Canada. Maybe you have. I haven't even been to Canada, for crying out loud. And the only part of Mexico I've told the story now a few times. The only part of Mexico I've ever been to is just at Baja, because it's right there in California. It's basically that was part of California, right? Baja, California. That's the only place in Mexico I've ever been to. I've never been to Mexico City. I've never been even to Cabo. I've never been to some of the other, famous or well-known vacation places down there. I've never done a cruise down to what's the other one that they do the cruises to? Anyhow, I've never even been down there. Petrozzi says the furthest south I've been is Ensenada. Yeah, I've been to Ensenada. Yeah, that might be that. I wonder if I'm trying to remember if I ever went further south than Ensenada. I think I may have gone a little further south. Where is the place I got in trouble where I got kidnapped? I told you about the kidnapping by people who proclaimed or whatever to be policia. They had guns. They had gun belts on and blue shirts and little hats and badges that looked like you could have bought them at any type of a costume store, but they said they were policia. They had guns. They took us to a place that had jail cells, had little cells with bars, and locked us up. That was Rosarita Beach. I forget. Is that further south than Ensenada? Yeah, that was Rosarita Beach, as I believe, as I recall. But it's been a lot of years. It was 1989, so I'm a little fuzzy on that. But I have been to Ensenada as a kid, for sure. I remember as a kid, we vacationed down there a few times with my family, with my mom and dad. I can remember being 8, 9 years old. Maybe older too. Like I said, probably 2 or 3 times where we actually went down, got a hotel, I think in Ensenada, right on the beach. And this is in the late 60s and early 70s. It probably cost my dad like nothing. I don't know what he paid for a hotel on the beach, right on the beach. Like when I was in Hawaii, I had a hotel room where you just walked out and you were right there on the beach. Well, this is like it was in Ensenada. The hotel was right there on the beach. Who knows what he paid? $5 a night? I don't even know what they paid for it. But I remember us vacationing, or like not big vacation, but like weekend trips. We did a few, probably 2 or 3 times where we did these little weekend trips down in Ensenada. Richard says, I'm 78 years old. Same age. Ah, damn it. I hate this iPad. I really hate this iPad. Where all of a sudden the chat just moves. I'm trying to. I wanted to read what Richard was going to say. He was 78 years old, same age as, I guess, Trump. And now I got to find it because the stupid chat. Not you guys. I'm talking about this iPad. It decided to jump. Now I got to find it. Okay, Richard says, I'm 78 years old, same age as Arnold Z. I'll be back in the chopper. Oh, same name as Arnold Schwarzenegger? His name starts with a... Does his name start with a Z? I don't know. I think we're talking about Schwarzenegger. Because about the chopper reference. Get to the chopper! Sandy Folt says, TJ, my friend is black. She just moved to Vegas. I think she'll be okay. Hopefully. I think she'll be okay. Although I did see someone posted the other day. I didn't post it on my intro, but when I was looking for intro clips and stuff, there was somebody here that did post a video of ICE in North Las Vegas on the streets that they pulled someone over. It was kind of a long shot, so I didn't include it because it just seemed kind of like random or whatever. But it was kind of a long shot, and I could tell that definitely looked like North Las Vegas to me. So no, ICE is here, but yeah, I think your friend will be okay from that. Hopefully. But you never know. I mean, I think we're all in danger. We're all in danger, girl. Like I said, if they're willing to shoot a white woman in the face, I think we all in trouble. I think we all in danger. Two hours. Oh yeah, I'm over 2 hours. Thanks, Aaron. Aaron's like, let's wrap this up, John. Let's wrap it up. David Windler's here says, I was limited to $15 an hour all my carpenter life because the illegals got $8 an hour. Yeah, that bugs me. I mean, I'm all for immigration, but that's when we need to crack down on the owners of the businesses. They're attacking this from the wrong side. They don't go after the Republican owners. They go after the workers. And the Republican owners don't care because they'll just get some more. They'll just get some more. They don't give a fuck. We need to go after these fucking business owners that are hiring undocumented people and charging them shit wages with no benefits, and who are expendable. If they get rounded up by ICE, they don't give a fuck. There's a whole other line right there to fill them right in. That's why we need to go after the owners. The business owners that are hiring, they're the ones that need to be handcuffed and perp walked out by ICE. Not we don't need to go and from the other end. We need to go from the top down. All right. Is SLF, is that also Sandy? Right? Does Sandy have two accounts? TJ, it's time for you to sign off. Well, I could be on here all day if I want. I mean, there's no time for me to sign off. I can do whatever I want, Sandy. I can do whatever I want. But yeah, I should be signing off pretty soon here. TJ, please tell me you have been on a cruise. I have not. I don't really have. I never really that's something I never really wanted to do. It never really appealed to me, going on a cruise. I don't know. My ex did take the kids on a Disney cruise. I think they really liked it. I think it was in Florida. I think they flew back to Florida and did the Disney cruise. I guess they liked it. I don't know. I'm not really into it. I don't know. I don't really see the appeal. It just seems like a lot of money, and I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm sure maybe it's fun, but I don't know. I'm not really. That's not really on my bucket list or whatever. I'd rather just travel to a place and then get a hotel and explore the place. I'm not really big into. I remember we did do when I was in Hawaii for my honeymoon back in 1989. We did do like a dinner cruise thing. It wasn't like a cruise like we had a room. It's like it was a dinner cruise. So you go out on this boat. It was kind of cool. So you go out on the boat, and the boat goes out, I guess, a couple, or not very far offshore, and then it just kind of goes up the shore of um, like I guess that's Oahu or whatever, because Waikiki, we're right there, and you can see the city lights and everything, and it was a nice dinner. So that was just like an evening thing for a few hours. I did that, but I've never been like on a cruise where you have a cabin and it's like for days, and I don't know, it just doesn't appeal to me. Petrology says no. Ensenada is further south than Rosarito. I got kicked out of a hotel in Rosarito. See, that's where I got kidnapped and extorted for all my money by the so-called policia. Was Rosarito, but we have been. I know I've been to Ensenada with my family, with my parents. So that might have been about the furthest south I've gone. Was Ensenada then? Robert Perez says it's San Diego, then TJ, then Rosarito, then Puerto Nuevo, then Ensenada. Thank you, Robert. Robert's from down there. He knows all about that stuff. All right, guys. I guess we're going to wrap this up. Thank you guys for being here. I'm just looking. I know I didn't get to all the chats. Hope you guys put up with my my racism about language usage, certain usages of pronunciations. Josh sees I would never go on a cruise. I mean, I might. I guess of the cruises, maybe an Alaska cruise might be cool. Literally and figuratively. I don't know. What cruises now did I don't know if was it DPD? Did you mention anything more about cruises? What's a good cruise? What do you like about cruise? I guess I shouldn't open this whole thing up because I'm about ready to sign off. But DPD and it's not that expensive. TJ. Yeah, I guess you can get cruise deals. Maybe someday I should do one just to do it. Right? I should probably do a cruise. Maybe someday, if I ever get my good camera that I want, and I could do a cruise and I can make videos on it, because I really want to do some more travel videos instead of me just sitting here and griping and getting all racist and shit. You know. Christina Sungo says I hate airplanes, so I'd rather go on a cruise to the Bahamas and take a plane. That's for sure. Than take a plane. Yeah, I guess I don't really think about that. Whenever I get on a plane, I'm just like, I say a little plane prayer for safety to get there safely. You know, the plane doesn't crash or whatever. But then I'm like, after I say my little prayer, I'm just like, okay, whatever happens, happens. I can't worry about something that I can't control. So if we make it, we make it. If we don't, we don't. You know, at that point. But I don't fly that often. Anamore says it wasn't racist, TJ, but more of a rant. Okay. David Weiss from Denver says, I used to take cruises on the Mississippi and Minnesota rivers with my pontoon boat, party barge. Well, that's different. Party barge, man. That thing was expensive, and I got more dates than any motorcycle or car I ever owned. There you go. There you go. Now you're talking. Hey, if I can go on a cruise and get a bunch of dates, sign me up. Josh C says, I'd rather go to a place and explore than be stuck on a boat that feels like a mall. Yeah, that's what I kind of feel like. But now DPD has gotten my I guess aroused my curiosity, and maybe at some point if I ever get my shit together, maybe I'll do a cruise, either an Alaska cruise or maybe one that goes south the other way down to Puerto Vallarta. Is it Puerto Vallarta? Or I think they do a lot of those down there. You know, from LA Harbor down to like Puerto Vallarta or something. Excusez-moi. Look at there. I'm just multilingual. Excusez-moi, Puerto Vallarta. C'est la vie. Look at me. Look at me. So proud of myself right now. Mr. Spock, they're offering tours of the Ukraine front line and they pay you money. That's too funny. Barbalingus, watch out for the icebergs. DPD says, Josh, you can smoke in the designated areas. There is a dull moment when you cruise. There's always something to. There's never a dull moment. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here today. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Let's see. We did have the fan funding. We hit 1 out of 5 on the goal, and that was Anna Moore with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Anna Moore. I do appreciate you. And thanks everyone for all the likes and the subscribing and the sharing. All that stuff helps. We're trying to grow the channel to 6 million. I want to be as big as Midas Touch. We're trying to get to 6 million. Right now we're at 4,290 something. So we're getting there. I think I'm adding about 40 new subscribers a month. I want to say between 30 and 40. How long is it going to take me to get? Come on, Barbara, Nicholas, get on this. How long is it going to take me to get to 6 million? I know I'll be long gone dead by then. Maybe like Christina was talking about after death. Maybe after death I could keep working on it and get to 6 million subscribers. But anyhow, right now 4,500 would be good. So let's make sure we like, subscribe, share. If you see any of my videos, go ahead and like them, thumbs up them, make some comments, whatever. That all helps the show. And those don't cost you a dime, other than your time. And I know time is valuable, but it's not very much time. And I appreciate whatever time you guys put into it. Whatever time you guys give me, I am greatly and forever appreciative and just appreciate the heck out of you guys. Barbara Nichols, you need a car. Get your ass to work. I know, Barb. I need to get to work. You're right. Absolutely. If I ever want to go on a cruise, and if I ever want to get that camera I want, and I ever want to get a car, I need to get my ass to work. So you are right, Barbara. You're absolutely right. Maybe I'll go to work today, even though today's Monday. Maybe I'll go to work. David Windler, there are cheap cars. I'm so broke I can't even afford a cheap car. That's how broke I am. I know there are some cheap cars out there. That's how broke I am right now. But I think I'll probably be able to get something, I think, in the next month or so, probably. Hopefully. Next month or two, maybe I could get something. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. You guys, every single one of you guys is awesome. Did you guys know that? You guys are fucking awesome. And I thank you for being here every single day, putting up with my shit. And just, making it. Oh, I had a pen and I dropped my pen. Anyhow, you guys are awesome, and so thanks for being here. And I think you guys, maybe I don't tell you enough about how awesome you guys are, and you guys really are awesome. All right, so today is Monday, tomorrow's Tuesday, so we'll be coming on tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific time. It'll be an early day, an early start, and so we'll see you then. 9 a.m. Pacific time. Look out for the intro. What is the intro going to be about tomorrow? Might be more ice shit because it seems like the last few days it's all been ice, baby. Anything else I got to tell you about? I think that's about it. See you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific time, right here from Boulder Highway, the outer rim of Las Vegas. From the outer rim. Oh, yeah, that's right. I would be remiss if I were not to have an appearance by our much beloved Tough Cookie. Take it away, Tough Cookie. Take it away. Thank you, Trucker John. I noticed that you didn't say I was awesome, you motherfucker. What the fuck am I? Chopped liver? So fuck you, Trucker John. You'd never say that I'm awesome. All right, be that way. You racist fuck. How's this? Cuba, Cuba, Cuba. Ha! How do you like that? How do you like them apples? You racist redneck. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just busting your balls. I'm just busting your balls. You're not a racist. I'm just fucking. You know that. I couldn't help myself, Trucker John. You know me. I'm Tough Cookie. I gotta say tough stuff. I guess. I'm just busting your balls. Trucker John, don't cry. I think I made him cry. I think I made Trucker John cry just now. Please. Don't. Here's some tissue. Here, take a little tissue. You little crybaby. Anyhow, hey, but while I'm on, yeah, thanks. I just want to thank everyone for being here. You guys are awesome. And just remember, eat a brownie instead of a cookie. Eat brownies instead of cookies. That's my message for today. Or eat a ginger snap. There we go. Eating brownies sounded a little racist to me, so I'm gonna eat a ginger snap. I'm not even sure what a ginger snap is. Is it for humans? I hope to God I'm not telling you guys to eat something that's made for pets. Ginger snaps are for humans, right? Go eat those. We don't consider them part of the cookie family, by the way. So I'm not being cannibalistic or anything like that. I'm not selling out my own kind. Go eat a ginger snap. They are, and if they are part of the cookie community, they've been hated and reviled forever. So you can eat all the ginger snaps you want. Those, as far as I'm concerned, those aren't cookies. All right, eat those. No, but don't eat lovely, delicious, whatever cookie I am type of cookie. Looks like an oatmeal cookie. I don't know, but don't eat me or my friends. That's my message for today. Wow. Okay, guys. Hey, I'm going to try to temper things down a little bit. Just want to thank everyone for being here. Purple power, man. Purple power. Let's turn red to purple. Red to purple. Purple power. Get out and vote. Vote.org. Make sure you're registered to vote. That's my message for today. I'm going to, and we're going to do everything in our power to make sure we can vote. And just know this, if Trump tries to overtly take away voting, I think we will see that will be his undoing. Actually, is what I think. So, anyhow, I don't know, but let's hang in there. Let's all hang in there together, so we don't hang separately. I don't know. I'm butchering some famous quote, maybe. I don't know. All right, guys. But anyhow, I just want to say hi real quick, and thanks for being here. And let's do this. Let's do it. Let's get that general strike. Let's get some general strikes going. But like I said, we'll make that movement grow, even if it's just a few thousand people, and we'll go from there. We'll start from there. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow, bright and early, 9 a.m. All right, Paul Purple-Beard Guy, thank you so much. Tough Cookie, thank you so much. And I was not crying. I wasn't crying. You're crying. All right, guys. Now all that's left to do is the words of wisdom. Get that pad out. Do you have your pad? I've got a pad right here. Get your pad out. Paper, pen, crayons, markers, Sharpies, whatever you use. Write these down. You don't want to miss this. This is a great one. It's a great words of wisdom today. All right, for today's words of wisdom, are you guys ready? Here they go. So, guys, just always remember.
it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hostile of Easter, baby, the show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid, but doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again.
Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food and movies and bugs, shining a light on all the social issues. No shows, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different kind of fight. From my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. My apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free.
to take a trip down Paradise Road, but it ain't that pretty, it ain't paved with gold. Everybody's got the dirty little secrets, everybody's got some things unknown. But if you ain't real careful, baby, it'll cut you down to the bone. Under all those bright lights, you've gotta learn to ignore the glitter. It's all about fight or flight, and you don't wanna do either. So go on down to Paradise Road, it'll make you wish that you were young. But all it'll do is make you feel old and regret trading in your love for lust. It's all just a big charade, it's all just one big game, and it ain't about love. It's all about the thrills, it's about staying in the hunt, it's about going in for the kill. So head on down to Paradise Road, that's where your friends are now. They're the people that nobody knows. So go ahead and make your big show. So live it up on Paradise Road, just don't let anyone know. It'll be your dirty little secret, it'll be your guilty little pleasure. Living a secret that the whole world sees, hiding in plain sight among the scum and the thieves. So damn hard to ever be pleased. Everyone wants to live the good life, everybody wants a piece of paradise. But where would you run? Where would you hide? What would you do to buy a little more time? Grandiose dreams of happily ever after are really just another day's end. And when the sun goes down, you just lay there wondering, can you really do it all again? You're praying for one last shot, you're hoping for one last big win. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along.
Show's over. I'm out of here, folks. Bye.